I'm here today to talk about risk management, irrigation farming in southern New South Wales, where I'm based, and I've got a few slides here. So, yeah, we're from Berrigan, or around Berrigan Drillery area. 9,000 hectares of irrigated and dryland cropping. It's a family-owned enterprise. Original farm was born in the 1920s, and we're predominantly summer and winter cropping. Annual crops, no permanent plantings. We also run a transport business out of the area, which is a bulk commodity transport business, operates Australia-wide. But, I mean, the main business is farming, and as far as risk management goes, which was what I'm here to talk about, these are some of the things we do. So we operate with a mix of various crops, summer crops and winter crops. Over the summer we grow corn, cotton, seed sorghum, which are all irrigated crops. We're in a fairly low rainfall area or a low summer rainfall area, so all those crops rely on pretty much 100% irrigation. The winter crops, wheat, canola, barley, fava beans, we're just in an area that's viable dryland cropping, so we do have about a third of our cropping is dryland and the rest is irrigated. To manage our risk, we grow a lot of different crops. We're not just a cotton grower or just a wheat grower. We have a big mix of crops, and that's an important part of survival in our area. Commodity prices vary, and we need to change with the times and grow whatever's going to be profitable for us. We're also spread over a variety of geographic locations, not a big area, over about a 100-kilometre radius, but we do mix our irrigation with different irrigation schemes. So we've got farms predominantly on the Murray Irrigation Limited in West Koorugan. We have farms on the Murrumbidgee Creeks and in the Collie-Ambly irrigation area. So that helps spread our risk. We also store all of our grain on farm, which has been something we've done, probably brought in the last 10 years. That helps spread our risk for various reasons, I suppose. All the grain stored on farm and delivered to end users over the period of a 12-month period. This gives us, risk for price management and, I suppose, mitigating the financial risk. Spreading just helps spread the risk for many reasons, I suppose. And we also set up the transport business in order to have a off-farm income, I suppose, which it can be handy in dry times. It is very cropping and grain related, so it's not a full diversification, but it is to a degree. So irrigation risk management, on-farm storages have been put around all the farms and recycle systems, so we're not wasting any water. We're catching everything, reusing water. It's very important in today's environment we're in. Then on the Irrigation Department, we have diversified a lot in recent years. The whole area used to be predominantly a flood irrigation type area. Water was freely available, but today it's not. So there's been a lot of money spent on moving to spray irrigation over the last 10 years. We put in our first spray irrigator in 2006. We have probably a quarter of our irrigated country now under spray irrigation, which is used for winter and selected summer crops. We also have a lot of raised beds, which is the slide here. It's not that easy to see, but there's been a big push towards high flow irrigation, raised beds, automation, and that system is predominantly used for your cotton and corn and those sort of row crop type crops. I was asked to talk about on-farm efficiency programs whilst here. So we participated in quite a few of the early rounds of the on-farm efficiency programs to help the basin plan recover its water. These projects were predominantly converting straight flood irrigation, rice bay type layouts to a more modern, efficient system of spray or high flow flood irrigation. They have also been used to build on-farm storages, so they have helped to develop our farm at a more rapid pace than otherwise would have happened. So they have all these projects we've done, and they have been done, a lot around our area. They've all resulted in increased productivity, but the projects have also resulted in less water but high usage. So this is where some of the problems are starting to occur. There's a lot of demand for water in our area. A lot of people have got irrigation infrastructure, they know how to use water, they've got crops they want to grow, but the consumptive pool of water is shrinking to the point where temporary water prices, which we've heard a lot about today, are getting increasingly high to the point where it's unusable for a lot of industries, which is a major concern. How to address that is hard to know, but I mean, if things continue the way they are, water is going to continue to leave our area, as it has to date, and it's making it very hard for those that are remaining. While I would say that most farmers are happy with the basin plan and doing their bit for the environment, everyone likes to see a healthy river, lots of farmers are fishermen and all that sort of thing, and they want to see everything healthy, but they also want their community and their businesses to survive long term. So we need to come up with a solution that allows that to happen, because by the time the rest of the basin plan's rolled out, I'm really worried that our area is going to be crippled, and we're going to turn into an opportunity type irrigation area that only has water in times of flood. As plenty know, there was very wet 2 years ago in 2016, and here we are only 2 years later on zero allocation and temporary water prices of $500 a megalitre. And there's dairy farms and rice farms and various farms really struggling and going out of business every day throughout our area, and it's really tough to see. So I mean, the summary of what I was here to talk about, risk management in farming. I mean, my view of it is you've got to have an adaptive risk management strategy for long-term viability in our area. You've got to change with the times, do what's making money. Spread your risk, various commodities. It's not to say we don't have almonds and vines much in our area, but it's not to say that they can't come into our area in years to come. And there's just a little photo of one of my sons. He will be the 5th generation. But, for him to be able to farm the way that I have and my father has, etc., for years to come, there's a fair bit of work to do to ensure that it's going to be sustainable as farming as we know it in our area. So if anyone would like to ask any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them, and hope you got something out of that.